What's up, guys? I'm over here. Got the 2017 GT here out. Actually gonna take it over and pick up the supplies I need. I got take it out. That's a big plus right there. So this car here is it's a performance package. Premium GT 2017. It's got the ruby red tinted clear coat paint. Yeah, this car drives good here. This is the only the second time that I've actually driven this car. I really like, I mean, it's naturally the inside is very similar to my 2015 V6 Mustang, but it's definitely a different driving experience. Obviously with this one here, the transmission and the engine in this, as well as the brake package, the performance package, and all. You get the brakes, Brembo brakes, and the suspension modifications, and all the 373 Torsen limited slip rear end. It just makes it a very it makes it even that much more sporty to drive. Very the Coyote V8 is a very smooth engine. Like I said, I haven't had a whole lot of seat time behind the wheel of the Coyote powered Mustangs, and I've been really impressed though the few times I have by the power plant and how well it smooth the power delivery is. Very quick car. I mean, you don't have to mash into it a lot to move along quickly. If you kind of goose it a little bit in each gear, you can move up through the gears pretty quickly, and zoom on up 65-70 miles an hour easily. Like I said, I haven't had a whole lot of seat time in the GT, Coyote powered Mustangs, but it it definitely it has a lot of good pickup to it and all. I can only imagine, with a good open road, how well this car would perform. It would be. I can imagine it would be very quick. Around here, you just don't have anywhere to stretch it out unless you're getting on the interstate, because it's just so much traffic around here. There's just nowhere to open one up. If you mash into it too much, next thing you know, you're having to stand it up on end to stop because of traffic and everything being so heavy. This car's got 1,453 miles on it, and I just went on a road trip down to Georgia and back, where it that the mileage, most of the mileage came from that. So but yeah, I really want one of these GTs. Anywhere from a 2015 to a 2017 GT, I'd like to have. Preferably a performance package, you know. But yeah, this is good driving car right here. After that road trip it went on, it's got a lot of road grime, brake dust and stuff on the wheels, and sap and stuff on the paint. And the owner wanted me to give it a full detail. Also had the dog riding in here, so it's dog hair inside the car. Clean it inside and out really good. I'm telling you, these brakes are good here. You just tap them and it about plants your face on the windshield. That's a good thing too. I'd like to have these brakes on my 2006 GT. Would be really nice. Brake pack, you know, high performance brake packages are so expensive to buy, you know, aftermarket and put on a vehicle. So, you know, it's tough for me to be able to afford to put a set on that car as much as I would like to. So, you know, it's nice when when you're able to go and buy a new GT or, you know, or any car for that matter that has a performance brake package already on it. Is always a nice thing, because then you just, you know, well, you save yourself having to you know, buy that after the fact. I mean, good brakes is always a good investment. You know, a lot of people modify a car and they'll hop the engine up, you know, have all this kind of horsepower and everything. And one thing they ultimately forget is that they don't, you know, they don't upgrade the brake system. I mean, it's a very important thing to do, and it's so many people that don't do that. And I can't stress it enough. I mean, you know, if you're going to be increasing the power beyond the limits of what the factory had intended, you need to upgrade the brakes and suspension and all that. And that, you know, stuff like that's the reason so many people lose control of vehicles and stuff, is because they put all these, you know, power adders and things on there, but yet they don't actually, you know, they don't fully complete the package. If you go, you know, you don't build a race car and just build the motor and nothing else. You got to do the whole thing, suspension and brakes. You know, you got to make sure that all that power you're putting out makes it to the ground, and the car is equipped to handle it. You know, so if you have to stop, or you don't lose grip and all that stuff like that. But I see it too much of the time. Everybody wants to go fast, but they don't think about what it takes to stop. And so yeah, I mean, that's one thing that's so nice about this performance package here, is you already got high performance brakes on the car that stock really well. Alright, we're going to go in here and grab our supplies, and we'll catch you when we get back out. Yeah, coming back out of Walmart, you can see the ruby red performance pack here. Alright, back out of Walmart now, back in the GT here. I think we got pretty much everything we need to boost our supply stock up of cleaning things. Walmart was actually out of a few things I was looking for. Well, particular brand, like I wanted to get the Meguiar's hot rims wheel and tire cleaner, but they were out of that one, so I ended up getting the Mother's wheel and tire cleaner. I usually like, you know, to use Meguiar's stuff pretty much exclusively. I mean, I do kind of mix and match some of the other products, you know, but I've heard good things about the Mother's, so I feel like it'll be alright. It said that it was not supposed to leave spots behind when you rinse, so that's always a positive thing. That's part of the reason why I chose that. But I got that, and got some tire shine sponges and Armor All, and actually got a foam cannon too. It was a Walmart, you know, well, I think it was by the Car End company. First time I've actually seen a foam cannon kind of thing at Walmart, and it was only, you know, it was on sale for like $19, so I figured I'd get it and give it a try. I've never used one of those before. Pretty much, you know, for me, you know, I typically kind of do it the old school bucket and sponge method, you know, is the way I've typically always washed cars. But I've been interested in giving one of these a try, you know, so I figured I'd start off with a cheap one and see what I thought about it. And that way, you know, later on down the road I want to invest in a better made one, you know, I can. But yeah, I tell you what though, this 2017 Performance Pack GT is awesome here. It's really and I mean, this is just a short, like maybe 10-minute trip I've been on, you know, in this this vehicle. So anyway, maybe later on I can do a more in-depth review of it when I have more time. But you know, today it's just, like I said, just a short trip down the road to run an errand. I got lucky enough to drive it, so I know the owner of this car, future plans has to is to get a catback exhaust for it sometime in the near future. I think it's going to be the first mod. I'd like to take this car on some 2-lane country back roads and open it up. Driven the EcoBoost performance package, and you know, was really impressed with the brakes and handling and everything that car had. And know, like I said, this is the first time I actually driven the, well, not the first time I've driven one, but this is about the second time I've driven the Performance Pack GT. So I haven't had a whole lot of seat time in one of these, but I already like it better than I did the EcoBoost Performance package. I mean, I like that and all. I just like the naturally aspirated V8 for me. Just something about it. You know, I like cars with power adders on them, you know, boost and all, but I've always been a big fan more of a naturally aspirated engine, making good power. So something about the sound and the, you know, the response and everything like that, and you know, easy to use power band stuff. It appeals more to the type of driving I do. You know, I like to carve up the corners. That's my style of driving. I mean, you know, it's fun just to go fast in a straight line, but I really like, you know, hanging the curves is my thing. So having a good balance of power, traction and handling, and good braking is what it's all about when it comes to that style of driving. You can have a whole lot of power, but if you can't, you know, I don't know, if you can't really hang a curve all that well with it, I don't know, it just kind of limits you to straight line jaunts, you know. And I don't know, really, you can do that with just about anything, you know, go fast in a straight line, but I like being able to, like I said, hang those curves, you know. That's where, you know, a big rush comes in for me. Like I said, you know, vehicles like this, they come, it's amazing how far vehicles have come, you know, you know, the last 10 to 20 years especially, as it's like how you can get so much now from the factory. And it used to be, you know, that things like this, you know, performance that you get out of a car like this was only reserved for really high-end special edition cars, you know, that you had to pay an arm and a leg for to get that kind of performance from the factory, you know, turnkey type thing, where you just go and it's already got, you know, high performance brakes and suspension, and rear end, you know, is high performance gear ratio with the Torsen limited slip. I mean, you know, those are all positives. And now a lot of vehicles, you know, high performance vehicles especially, are coming with or they give you the option from the factory to do these kinds of things, and already have it equipped that way, which makes it really nice. We're back to headquarters here, and we're going to run back over here in the shade up here in the front yard. Would like to do it in the driveway on the concrete, but the sun is strong right now, and I don't like, you know, washing in the direct sun because it leaves water spots and stuff on the paint. So I think I'm gonna try and set up a time lapse to do this wash on, so you guys can check that out as I'm cleaning and detailing the car, and then maybe catch you back on the GoPro when we get done and everything. Probably try and take some shots of it if I have time. I know the owner's got an appointment later on this evening, so I don't know how much time I'll have to do a photo shoot with it or not, you know, or not really a photo shoot, but just some pictures and things. So we'll see, but all right, stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm heading back home now. Just got through detailing the Ruby Red GT performance pack, and I did everything basically, you know. Did a wash, full detail, did the tire shine, did the interior like I had mentioned earlier. The dog had ridden in there, and there was dog hair everywhere in the carpet, and dash and door panels, seats and whatnot. So I had to vacuum it real good, which took a while, and get all that dog hair off of those surfaces and carpet. And then I detailed and conditioned the leather seats, and did the detail on the dash and door panels, and kind of freshened all that stuff back up, and detailed the engine bay as well. So it was a big project, you know, doing all that at one time, but it looked a whole lot better afterwards, naturally. So but yeah, again, you know, sharing some of my thoughts and stuff on the 2017 GT performance pack. I definitely think, you know, I think either way, I mean, you know, with the GT, it would depend on what gearing you got in it. I know the automatic cars typically get the 3:15 ratio limited slip rear end, and then there's an option for a 355 ratio limited slip. And then of course on the performance pack cars there's the 373 Torsen limited slip axle. And I think, you know, all in all, I'd say the 355 or the 373 would be my picks as far as gearing. I wish this car here, I wish my V6 had 355s in it. It has 315s, and it actually does really well, believe it or not, with that gearing. I've been really impressed with it, but it would be, you know, even that much quicker off the line with 355s in it. I think 355s are probably a good compromise between, you know, having 373s, and then it kind of gives you that combination of performance and economy. You know, like when you're on the interstate and stuff, you know, and you're in overdrive, you're not attacking as high RPMs to do 65, 70 miles an hour when you're in overdrive as, say, if you have 373. And naturally, if you got 315s, well, then you're probably gonna get about the best mileage out of all the ratios, but then you sacrifice some of the performance benefits naturally. But I've got 355s in my 2006 GT, and have always been really pleased with the performance of them, and you know, the combination of, you know, how it does in overdrive, plus the acceleration benefits and everything that it offers. But yeah, you can tell a difference, you know, going from the GT back to the V6. You know, you can tell a big difference in the suspension. You know, is a lot more plush on the V6 car, and also, you know, the non-performance pack GT suspension is more plush even than the performance pack version. You know, naturally you got stiffer, you know, spring and damper rates, you know, on the shocks and struts and all, and you know, it's definitely set up for better handling, and with that, even at the same time though, is not a bad ride. I mean, and I was very impressed with the comfort level of it. And that particular model is a premium, so it had the heated and cooled seats in it. And I've had those in a vehicle before. You know, it's a nice feature to have. Man, it's not a necessity, but it does come in handy, you know, in summertime if you're sitting, you know, in traffic or something, your back gets to sweating or, you know, something like that. You can cut that on and help cool you down, you know, kind of ventilate, and then, you know, vice versa, you know, kind of thing. In the wintertime, you have, if you get in there and you're, you know, and it's cold, you can kind of get, you know, get some warmth out of that, you know, or if your back or something is hurting from a long day or something, that heat can kind of be a little therapeutic. So it's nice to have. It's not a necessity, but I can definitely say it's, you know, not a bad option, and one of the benefits of getting the premium car. But I'm hoping to get more road time, you know, where I can actually, you know, get in the GT performance pack and actually, you know, like I had mentioned earlier, take it on some of the back roads and stuff, and you know, open it up more. You know, it's like I said, the area in which I was driving today is not not the area, you know, to be able to do that. You just can't. You just don't have the room to do it. So the traffic is just always so busy out this way. So I need to take it to some of the country back roads and do some of the more, you know, more serious testing for the, you know, and kind of see, you know, how it does. I know I'll be impressed by it. Like I said, I was impressed driving it today. You know, what little I kind of mashed into it a little bit. It doesn't take much at all to get up to speed in a sporty, you know, swift fashion. And it's much the same way, you know, with the V6 car or the EcoBoost. It's you have, you know, you just kind of nudge into them a little bit, and they're very much responsive as far as, you know, what your throttle inputs and all. This car right here, once it's in sport mode, it really livens up. I know a lot of people speculate whether or not that putting it in sport mode really does anything, and I can say from having this vehicle, the time that I've had it and driving it between regular mode and sport mode, I can tell you there is a difference in sports mode, and it's not just solely about the transmission itself. It actually revamps everything, you know, within the computer. Throttle response is more responsive, it's more sensitive, and, you know, the whole characteristics of how the engine performs in this car change quite a bit versus when it's not in sport mode. So you know, I know a lot of people, they swear up and down that this, well, it don't do nothing, but it just changes the gearing. It actually doesn't do anything to the gearing, because when you switch from regular to sport mode in this car, it's not going into a different gear. It's not changing anything in the valve body on the transmission. When you put it in sport, it's literally it's going into a sensor. It's basically, you know, like flipping a switch, you know, and it's sending that signal to the computer, which puts the car in sport mode. So it, like I said, it does more than just affect the way the transmission shifts. It affects the throttle response, you know, and the engine is a whole lot more lively and peppier and than it is when it's not in sport mode. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Leave a comment below, and want to hit that like button. Also hit that bell beside the subscribe button if you haven't already, so you can make sure that you get the notifications of the new videos when we release them. I know they're having some problems on YouTube about subscribers not getting notified of videos and all, so just make sure you hit that bell, click that bell, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.